Origins of language. I, Samarth Bhalala from Standard 10th. Origin of language. When we discuss about what is language, it can be defined in various aspects. A language may be related to a specific field, can be language of humanity, science and news. Human language has a dominant position than all the language because it is a natural language. Language is one of the major sources through which people organize their thoughts and express their feelings. It means that it's only human language by which a man can arrange or express his thought in a better way. This supports the different sense of language. If the language will not be there, no one will be able to express his thoughts and share his experience with others. As a result, people will not be able to learn from them. Communication is a great tool that links the people of the world and makes the world a global village. There are some evidence that proves the communication is the most important factor of the society. It is proved by media, internet among others. Ormond suggests that language may be described as an essential form of communication. The interesting fact of living and human evolution are in the origin of language. If we talk about written language, it leaves some trace, but spoken language has no trace. At the beginning, different systems of verbal language emerged from non-linguistic and pro-linguistic sources of communication. Before 4 million years ago, human beings and chimpanzees had common ancestors. So, since the last centuries, human beings have not found any sign how actually language developed because verbal communication leaves no trace. All human beings are born with the same linguistic ability and no one has a biological ability to adopt a specific language. Any child learns the language from his surroundings. If a child is left in a non-native language, he or she will not be able to learn from his native language and adopt the language of a society in which he or she is living. From this, we can say that language is not an inborn ability. It is learned by the family, people living around us. Language is the only factor that discriminates the human beings from the animals. Changing in language. If we talk about language changing, varieties of language are spoken all over the world. In this part of study, we will focus that when language gets in touch with other language, it causes language change. When the speaker of a language uses varieties of language in a situation, the language comes in contact. Traditionally, language change due to the contact has been described into two categories: borrowing and switch calling. Borrowing. Thompson and Kaufman describe the borrowing is involvement of the characteristic of the other language into native language of a speaker. Language of native speaker does not change, but the language occurs due to adding incorporate characteristics. Custom defines that borrowing as when the language speaker is using the language in any other context, it incorporates the feature of other language. If Urdu speaker is speaking English language, the transfer of the English language into Urdu is called borrowing. According to Bloomfield, who was the first who attempted to study and classified the lexical borrowing into dialect borrowing and culture borrowing. Dialect borrowing is where the borrowing are from the same speech, and culture borrowing is where the borrowing are from different language. In culture borrowing, the words from the other culture are borrowed. The word spaghetti is an Italian word which is used in culture of language from where it is borrowed. Certainly, it is an essential phenomena, especially when we talk about the effect of different language on English. Research are in the view that borrowing is a different phenomena than the other language contexts such as emergence, code switching, and transfer. Poplack is in the opinion that the phenomena of code switching and borrowing vary from each other. Code switching. Code switching is a crucial consequence of bilingual or multilingual speaker. A person who is bilingual or multilingual speaker selects the language according to his or her context. The language that is selected by the speaker must be comprehensible for the addresses and the participant must understand it. In the community where the people speak more than one language, they use different language in different situations. Thank you.